Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video where today we are going to be installing a brand new rear lip spoiler on my BMW F10 535i. Let's get straight into this. That's right, a new rear lip spoiler. You might be wondering why, if I just kind of recently installed this. Well, it's not the best. It's really not the best, actually. I mean, the quality is fine, but you can see here, it lifts up and it's just exposing a huge hole, a whole gap of air here that is very visible from the back. You can see it pretty much always. And it looks pretty bad, you notice it, and it just is not what I like. It's also lifting up on this side as well. It's just bent, you can see it's just not straight. I put it on in the last video for this spoiler, and it was fine. But then it started getting worse and worse and worse, and it's to the point where it's almost falling off. Also, I apologize for sounding like this. I am slightly coming out of the flu, but yeah, just gloss over my slightly weird voice. But today, I'm gonna be removing this and replacing it with this. This is a brand new rear lip spoiler that I got on Amazon. The pictures show it to be pretty similar to the one that I have on right now, with a few differences, and I actually really liked how it looked, so I'm gonna go ahead and see what it looks like in person and put it on. So let's go ahead and unbox this. All right, good bubble wrapping. Let's unbubble wrap it. All right, now it's in a bag, so let's unbag it. And now it's wrapped by some plastic, so let's unplastic wrap it. Here it is. Check that out. So this one is very similar to the one that I have on right now, except these little curves right here, these are sharper and more angular. The one that I have on right now is very smooth, kind of like this more. It's also a slightly different curvature along the bottom here. Not that, you'll really notice that, but this one looks pretty good. I just hope it fits, It does say for BMW 5 F10. So that's reassuring, and I wonder if this is one of the ones that you put up against the edge of the trunk lid, because it looks like that might be the case, which is pretty cool. So let's go ahead and take off the one that I have on right now, and then we can get to installing this. But we gotta remove the old one first. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to maybe use a heat gun to try to get the old, double-sided tape soft and, less residue-y, and just try to pry the whole thing off and then scrape off the excess if I have to with these bad boys. Well, 2.5 bad boys, because this guy broke, unfortunately. But I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can just, pop this thing off. Yeah, so I finally got it off, but obviously right before my camera stopped recording. But yeah, it's off, and it was so hard to get off. This is the first time I've ever had to use a mallet to mallet the spoiler off. This is because I used a lot of double-sided tape. I did not want it coming off, and it worked pretty well. I used Scotch double-sided, I used 3M, I used Gorilla Tape. Yeah, but we're good now. So let's just get rid of the residue, and we should be good to go. All right, looks like we got all of it off. What's left here is just the absolute bare minimum residue. There is nothing that will hinder, the application or anything. And of course, before I actually press the spoiler on, I'm going to clean the entire place down with alcohol to promote adhesion. So everything should be good here. It just looks a little bit ugly, but obviously you won't see this from underneath. But now we can get rid of this one, old and burnt and crooked. It was fine. It doesn't even say F10 anywhere. It doesn't say it's made for this car. Not that it should, but it would help. But unfortunately, this guy is probably going to the trash. We can see here the one underneath is the older one that I just had on, and the new one is the one on top. You can see it's just a little bit more angular there. I believe it's a little bit wider, or like a little bit longer as well. I also do think it's taller. You can see there's more surface area in the center here, so I do think it's a little bit taller and extends a further bit out further. But all in all, it just looks better. So let's put it on. All right, so I went inside and I put on my double-sided tape. I put a combination of Scotch Extreme Hold all across the front and, Scotch regular across the back, just intermittently patterned by some more Ultimate Extreme Hold. This has a lot of tape, but I really don't want it coming off, and I really want this to fit well and not start coming up on the sides or in the middle like the previous one. So I'm gonna go ahead and muck it up, and then I will peel off the tape and put it on. All right, we are done. Check it out. It's obviously not a huge difference from before, but it's pretty nice. It's definitely more aggressive. It's definitely longer. And this one fits better because it actually goes with the curvature of the car you can see here, and it follows it all along the bottom, all the way across. The other one was just flat and it just like ended abruptly before the downturn of the actual body line, and it just kind of stuck out a little bit and it didn't look that great. But this one looks good. And I said it last time, but I'll say it again. I feel confident. I do feel confident about this. It looks way nicer all along. You can see there. It's very nice. And like I said, it does follow the body curvature, which is very nice. It goes all the way across. It's a little bit more aggressive in the back, a bit bigger in the front. I really like it. I think it looks great. Of course, comparing it with the rest of the car, it looks great. It really looks great. So I've been meaning to do this for a while because the previous one just looked bad. It looked poor quality and it was lifting up and it had holes and stuff. It was bad. So I got this one and I'm very happy I did because it looks pretty awesome. I am very pleased. I think it's very nice. I'll leave a link to this in the description. It might not last though because it's an Amazon link and those Amazon links never last for some reason. They either sell out or they just go missing for some reason. But I'll leave a link to this in the description. Get one while you still can. They're not sponsoring this channel or anything. I just really like it. We'll see how it lasts. But for now, I'd say 10 out of 10. Very happy. Easy install. I love it. Looks great. But other than that, that's about it. Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you get notified when the next video is about the 535i, the M4, or the mini drop. There's a lot more coming. I say that every time, but it's true. There's a lot of content coming. But like I said, other than that, that's about it. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to catch you all in the next one. Take care.